Hello, Mallards. It is Monday, July 1st. Welcome to July. And yet again, I read some of my great-grandparents' letters to my grandmother during breakfast. And yet again, I am reminded that people who think that young people are wild just don't remember being young. Because I just read a letter from May of 1929 where my great-grandmother said that at the last wedding she was at, a group of schoolboys came and they were rowdy, and that the result was the bride led the groom down Main Street by a chain attached to his neck. And that was just part of the silly wedding stuff that was happening in Kansas in 1929. So anybody who thinks that the things that happen at weddings or the things that young people do now are just absolutely insane should take a trip back to 1929, I guess. It's very interesting to me, I think, to be back what is essentially almost 100 years and see how similar things actually are. Anyway, that was my morning, and I don't know what I'm doing with the rest of my day. No solid plans, but there'll definitely be some Watney time. There'll be some family time, and we'll see what we get up to. I promised you a look at the Watney setup. So he's got himself a long cord so he can roam all around. But he's also got himself a very nice little house over here. Yeah, do you have a nice little setup? And so you can roam not quite to the back steps so that the cats can still be out there. And he's got bones and balls and water. We are running errands and we're doing recycling. And here it's bins for plastic, bins for glass, bins for cans, bins for cardboard. Although we burn the cardboard, so it's different for us, but we're throwing everything out now. Grandma's gonna hang out in the Jeep, but we are going in to look for pies because a big part of Morning Sun 4th of July is that the Methodist Church does pie and homemade ice cream.
We usually do homemade pie.
That's true. We usually do homemade pie, but we've been busy and there's a whole Watney, so we're just gonna pick out a pie. Grandma Jolly suggested we do red, white, and blue pie, and then we debated on how we could make a pie that was red, white, and blue. And what we settled on was blueberry pie with whipped cream, and then you take red food coloring and dye the pie crust.
It was a good one.
We acquired pies. We got raspberry peach, which will be interesting.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, an interesting combination, right, Grandma? Raspberry peach, strawberry rhubarb, and blueberry. At Fairway, somebody bags your groceries, which happens a lot here in the Midwest, less in Florida. But particularly at this Fairway and at other Fairways, the person who bags your groceries walks out with you because they don't have cart returns, and so they walk out with you and then they bring the cart back. And so we had a lovely discussion with our bagger, Jim, and he told us all about Kool-Aid pie, which is really, really easy. I'm gonna share the secret of it with you right now. It's graham cracker crust, a packet of Kool-Aid, I can't remember how much, a whole can of condensed milk, and an 8-ounce package of Cool Whip. And you mix those together, you put them in the pie, you put it in the fridge or freezer, and then you eat it. And it's delicious. And you can mess around with the flavors. So any sort of Kool-Aid you can find, you could make a pie. And Kool-Aid has some strange flavors, so that also would be kind of interesting. This footage is really for Genevieve, and everyone else can just enjoy it. So this is the upstairs bathroom at my parents' place, and my mom has decorated it with these framed handkerchiefs, which I thought Genevieve would kind of appreciate as an aesthetic choice. But here's the deal, and this is how my brother and I feel. This handkerchief can't possibly be useful. Can you see how this is just mesh? Who can use that? No one. No one is the answer. This one's cute though. I mean, not as cute as that one, which is very flowery. But yeah, that is kind of the old farm decor of my mother's. I thought you would appreciate. It's everybody but Watney's favorite time of day, time to feed the cats. You can tell he's a little upset that he has to be over there. And everybody else gets to be over here. Hi, Eclipse. Watney has lots to sniff out here. And he also, I mean, I missed it, but he was doing his favorite activity, which is chasing a butterfly. And there are a lot of butterflies around here. And watching Watney chase tiny butterflies is infinitely entertaining to me. Well, it is too dark outside for you to see, but there's an entire herd of deer, like 4 of them, just standing in the lane, drinking from the potholes. Watney is in and going to sleep. We had a lovely day today. There were some pie making adventures. There were some other adventures. I gathered stuff to write letters and mail some things. And so I think I will be doing some mailings tomorrow, or maybe Wednesday, depending on what I get done tomorrow. And speaking of that, I will see you then.